Hello, I am Siva Prasad, faculty for international business in Nelson Business School. Today I will speak on the concept of international business. International business is business conducted between two or more countries. It includes international trade in goods and services, international marketing, and international investment in the manufacturing and trade. Definition of an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is basically a person or a company which takes the initiative to invest in an enterprise based on profit motive, fired by profit motive or inspired by profit motive. The entrepreneur is also a risk taker because he is willing to take risk based on SWOT analysis, that is the strength, weakness, opportunities and threats. If he or the company comes to the conclusion that the strengths and opportunities are more than the weaknesses and threats, then they will venture into industrial enterprise. This is the willingness to take risk and profit motive are the two main characteristics of an entrepreneur. Definition of international marketing. International marketing is defined as the art of identifying a consumer need and meeting it competitively and profitably in many countries. Being competitive means that your product should be of better quality or at least of equal quality than that of rivals and compared to rivals. That is international marketing. I will repeat again, international marketing is the art of identifying a consumer need and meeting it profitably and competitively. The example of Procter & Gamble will serve our purpose. Procter & Gamble entered the Japanese market in 1972. They introduced disposable diapers for the Japanase market. They captured 80% of the market, but later on the market fell down to 8%. They got the feedback that the Japanese people do not like heavy diapers. So they lost, Procter & Gamble lost the market. Then their rival called KO, they manufactured trim type disposable diapers which captured the market. Then Procter & Gamble realized the fact that they have ignored the cultural practices, cultural preferences of the customers in Japan. Later on, Procter & Gamble established its own research and development division to manufacture disposable diapers which are slim and thin, and they could come up with a better packaging than that of a rival, and they could recapture the lost market. This is an example of international investment in provision of goods and services. The reasons for international business. The first reason for international business is the perception of profits. When profits are perceived in an opportunity, then international investment takes place. Then political compulsions. When a country has got cordial relationship with another country, they will be inclined to have international business connections. For multinational manufacturing companies have to shift their locations to foreign countries so to derive the benefit in terms of reducing the cost of production. That's why many countries shift to India and establish contacts with local companies for sourcing their components. So nearness to reduction of cost of production is vital for increasing the profits. Then the next reason is nearness to raw material resources. GMR, which is the promoter of International Airport at Shamshabad, wanted coal for its power projects in India. So it has purchased coal mines in Indonesia so that it can have a captive coal mine for meeting its requirement of coal for its power project. This is the reason. So you have to be near the sources of raw material availability so that you can reduce the cost of production and increase your profits. The next. Now, multinational companies always scout for countries where multinational companies always search for companies where they can get top technological capacity for getting their components manufactured or for launching their services. Indian Space Research Organization at Sriharikota, due to its technological capability, it could successfully launch about 177 foreign satellites of 19 countries between the period 2018 to 2022. The foreign countries are satisfied with the quality standards of ISRO to launch the satellites into the orbit. This is one more reason why international trade takes place, international business takes place between countries. Then one more reason for international trade or international business is free trade agreements. A lot of countries enter into free trade agreements with each other so as to reduce the barriers of entry. They reduce the customs duties, and they also reduce the non-tariff barriers so that their products can be easily imported and exported between both the countries. We have a free trade agreement with Sri Lanka, so which is helping us to boost our exports and get our required imports from Sri Lanka. We are also negotiating, Government of India is also negotiating with the UK for signing a FTA soon. It is hoped that in the near future, both the countries will sign an FTA, due to which the process of importing and exporting becomes easier between both the countries. One more reason for international business is the liberalization of foreign direct investment. India has thoroughly liberalized its foreign direct investments now to such an extent that now many of the sectors in India are open for investment by foreign countries or foreign nationals or foreign companies to an extent of 100% in India. Foreign companies, foreign investors can, for example, foreign investors and foreign companies can invest up to 100% in the development of airports, industrial parks, agricultural parks, etc. The chief ministers of many states go abroad and participate in the World Economic Forum meeting, which is held every year, Davos in Switzerland. They go and meet the captains of top multinational companies to invest them to motivate them to invest in India or in this particular stage. This has reason for triggering international business is the visit of our chief ministers of various states to World Economic Forum, where they are able to meet the captains of industry and invite them to participate in investment in respective states, so that the foreign companies they get the best support from India. The chief ministers of Gujarat, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, and Telangana, other states have been regularly attending the World Economic Forum to inspire the foreign companies, foreign nations, foreign investors to invest in India. They have been successful to a large extent. Entry for foreign direct investment in India. Foreign direct investments, those desiring to invest in India should contact the single window agency of the Government of India known as Foreign Investment Promotion Portal, www.fippp.government.in. So it is a single window for receiving applications for foreign countries, for receiving investment proposals for foreign countries. The investment proposals based on the sector in which they have shown interest will be forwarded to the concerned ministries for approval, and the approval is communicated back to the foreign investors. Invest India portal also guides the foreign investors. Invest India is a very excellent organization which gives support to foreigners seeking to invest in Indian sectors. Entry route for Indian investors in foreign countries. Indian investors have to tap the following sources to facilitate their investments abroad. The first source is the FDI policy of foreign countries. The FDI policy of foreign countries will give them an excellent opportunity to know what sectors are of importance to other countries and in which they are interested to attract for Indian companies. The second is the FDI facilitating agencies in foreign countries. In addition to liberalization of FDI policy, foreign agencies, foreign countries also have specialized agencies, especially in countries like Singapore, which give total assistance to Indian investors to set up their projects in India, to set up their projects abroad. The foreign embassies in India could be contacted by Indian investors to know what a foreign country offers in terms of support to Indian investors to invest in other countries. The foreign embassies give complete information about their country and the rules and regulations, the visa regulations, the FDI rules and regulations, the incentives, etc., and the sectors which are open for priority investment. So this way is a very good source of support and information to Indian investors. Foreign delegations, number of foreign delegations regularly visit FIEO, which is the Federation of Indian Export Organizations. They also meet. They also come to India to have interactions with members of Confederation of Indian Industries. So we should prospective entrepreneurs and investors from India who are interested to invest abroad, they should interact with members of foreign countries, with foreign delegation members, so as to get important information from them as to how best they can invest in those countries and how to get a partner for their projects if they require in India in foreign countries. Indian investors have to regularly attend foreign exhibitions so that they'll get complete information about the investment opportunities in these countries. For example, if a pharma company is desirous of exporting its products to foreign countries and wants to identify the best distributor, then I suggest that they should visit a foreign exhibition, especially in a country in Dubai, where they can attend the international exhibition, say on pharma products. They have to buy the directory of participating companies. The directory gives complete information about all the companies, about thousands of companies which are visiting or participating in the companies in the exhibitions, their products, their prices, and their address, etc. This directory of participants should be purchased, which is a very good bank of information to Indian investors to find and scout for suitable distributors in those countries. Some examples of international investments in manufacturing are: Tata Motors invested in taking over a Brazilian company called Marco Polo Automobiles, which was a successful acquisition by Tata Motors. It was a successful investment in Marco Polo Automobiles. Secondly, Tata Motors also acquired Jaguar and Land Rover Automobiles in UK. The acquisition of Jaguar and Land Rover in UK is a successful international investment by Tata Motors. Examples of international investment in manufacturing. One of the best examples is the steel factories established by ArcelorMittal, led by Ellen Mittal. ArcelorMittal has established steel manufacturing plants in 16 countries worldwide, which is an excellent example of international investment in manufacturing. International trading in goods. International trading in goods and services is an important component of international business. Lulu Group International operates supermarkets in 37 countries around the globe. Multinational company IKEA operates in 68 countries. This is an excellent example of international trading in goods. Some examples of international investments in India. Sikorsky Aircraft Corporation of USA formed in partnership with Tata Advanced Systems to manufacture cabins for S-92 helicopters in India. Tata Global Beverages Limited and Starbucks formed a partnership in India known as Tata Starbucks Limited to operate Starbucks cafes in India. This is an example of international business in group partnership. Link between international business and globalization. Globalization has been defined as the interdependence and integration of world economies. Examples. Some examples are the Indo-China trade. China is a major producer of electronics and electrical items, which are imported in abundance by Indian companies. India is a major importer of electronic equipment, and so we depend upon China for our requirements. At the same time, China is also dependent upon India for importing, say, polished granites. You will find a lot of Chinese companies camping in Karnataka near granite quarries to source the best granites for export to Karnataka. The third is Indo-EU trade. There are 27 member countries in the European Union. If an Indian manufacturer succeeds in exporting his products successfully to one European company, then that opens the gates for the remaining 26 countries. So Indian exporters should focus on 27 European countries. India-Pakistan trade. India and Pakistan, Pakistan was dependent upon India for a long time for import of critical pharmaceutical products for its population. Because India supplies pharma products at a reasonable rate to Pakistan. Pakistan was a major importer, and all the exports to Pakistan used to take place through the Wagah border. Now, after these political problems between India and Pakistan, export and import trade has come to a standstill. But I want to stress that these countries were dependent upon India, and India was also dependent upon them for future trade. So this led to the integration of companies, integration and interdependence of companies. Now I will quote a very important example of Boeing. Air India, Indigo Airlines and Akasa Air collectively placed orders for 1120 new planes from Boeing and Airbus. This led to the integration and interdependence. So foreign airline companies are dependent upon India for generating orders for their planes and all. This is an example of interdependence and integration of the markets. When the integration and interdependence of the market takes place, it leads to globalization of world trade. Lastly, my advice to business schools and their students. The business school should enroll as a member of the chambers of commerce in their respective states. For example, if there is a business school in Hyderabad, it should become a member of the Telangana Chamber of Commerce and Industry. So from which they will get regular bulletins about foreign delegations visiting the state, and the students and the promoters of the schools can interact with foreign delegates to get vital information about business opportunities. Thank you very much. This concludes my session.